want to talk about how many machines there actually are in betting shops, who supplies them, what games do the players like to play and why, and how important are machines to today's betting industry. I'm then going to go on and consider social responsibility and problem gambling relating to machines in betting shops. And third and finally, I'll aim to put forward 3 positive proposals. What would we actually like to see in relation to machines in LBOs? Okay, there are basically 2 machine providers who together share the installed base of about 30,000 machines across the UK's betting shops, or at least there will be after the global draw completes its rollout of machines into Ladbrokes and supersedes IGT Cyberview. Global draw is the larger of the 2 with just over 60% of the market, and Inspired will have the other 40%. How important are machines to betting shop operators? The answer is very simple. They're extremely important and growing in importance. Machines contribute between 40% and half of a typical betting shop's gross win. Q3 last year, that amounted to £844 a machine per week for William Hill, £723 a week for Ladbrokes, and the figures for the year as a whole are fairly close to those. And our independent economist Ray Stone estimates that in 2009, the latest year for which the complete figures are available, no fewer than 3,200 UK betting shops were critically dependent on revenue from gaming machines for their commercial viability. That's along with 10,000 or so jobs, of course. And of course, if any of those shops were to disappear, then a proportion of the well-regulated and taxed betting activity that goes on within them would be lost to the black economy. Machines' share of retail gross win continues to grow. This image I clipped from Ladbrokes' preliminary results 2010, and what you can see, if I can work the pointer, machine share of retail gross win has grown from 29% back in 2005 to no less than 42% last year. And that's some growth. But there's another reason why machines are important to bookmakers, and that's that they're especially popular with the under 35s. That's to say, the people whom bookmakers need to attract and retain if their business is to have a long-term future. And I've clipped this image from William Hill's annual results for 2010. And what it shows, if you add the light blue and the dark blue boxes together, that while just 24% of betting shop customers across all products are under 35, on the machines in isolation, we've got roughly double that proportion. So how and why do machines appeal to betting shop punters? Why do they choose to play them? There are many reasons, and each individual gambler will have his own preference and style. In gaming machines, betting shops have a betting medium which is very popular with players, which supports a large number of betting shops and jobs, and which gives rise to very few disputes. So let's talk about social responsibility. Gaming machines have attracted a great deal of research attention from academics over the years, and there are no fewer than 3 further studies in the pipeline here in the UK later this year, courtesy of the Responsible Gambling Fund. Other than the obvious fact that machine-based gambling involves direct interaction between the player and the machine, from a social responsibility, risk of problem gambling point of view, the key differentiators between over-the-counter sports betting and machine-based gambling would seem to me to be 1, the continuous availability of gaming machines throughout the betting shop's opening hours. The next machine betting event is always near immediately available to the player, unlike, say, the next horse race or football match of any particular type or grade, which might appeal to the punter. And secondly, the short cycle time associated with machine betting. We accept there is something different about machine-based gambling. We acknowledge that Category B2 machines have come in for criticism from the media and from some politicians. But what interests the ABB and our members much more than theory and opinion is factual evidence. and social responsibility in practice. And in that respect, we have a record of which we can be proud. There is no evidence to suggest that B2 machines have led to any significant increase in problem gambling since they were first introduced in 2002. I said I'd finish by putting forward positive proposals for what we want in relation to machines, and here they are. First of all, we want an unambiguous recognition that gaming machines offer players a wholly legitimate gaming experience, a leisure experience. There remains a sense that machines remain on probation, and I've already mentioned that the RGF plans 3 studies into machines in 2011. A plea: let's consider saving some of the £200,000 which has been allocated or earmarked for this research and spend it on education and treatment for problem gamblers instead, perhaps by extending provision of treatment for problem gambling into that 30% of the UK which GamCare says remains without it. Okay, secondly, we want an opportunity to argue, based on the existing evidence, for a socially responsible liberalisation in the maximum number of permitted machines, as well as maximum stakes and prizes, that will enable the ABB's members to compete and prosper. Thirdly, and almost finally for now, when machine gaming duty is introduced, as we expect it to be in 2012 or later, and as Patrick alluded to, and to which we have no objection in principle, let it be set at a rate that costs betting shop operators no more than the current AMLD plus VAT. And as Patrick noted, we're already engaged with HMT and working on behalf of ABB members towards that end.